It's a really beautiful morning out here in Nescahoning, Pennsylvania. Nescahoning, as most of you know, after we moved here, within the first couple of weeks, I, of course, started searching out the name in American Indian and Native American, and it means the straight and narrow valley. And I can't keep my eyes off the valley. I keep looking to the hills from whence my help comes. Check out my view from my attic. This is one of the few places I can get to when I wake up in a lot of pain. And I just kind of have to mill around a little bit, especially without, my husband here. So I have to, scoot up the stairs. But it's the easiest place for me to get to out of the bedroom. At least in the morning now. Now I'm doing a lot better. But I want you to see the view, because I've shown it on my ministry page and all that and other platforms several times, but I don't know if I've actually shown the valley from my YouTube channel. So let me just turn this around. We see a lot of weird stuff out here, by the way. We live out in the middle of nowhere, although it looks like a very packed little town. It's not. Less than 2,000 people. And a lot of them now, lately, since we moved here 3 years ago, are people from the cities being, trying to get away from the cities, but they're just bringing the trash out this way. Oh, gosh, pardon me. But there's no public transportation out here. It's an old coal miners town, so transient coal miners town. Mostly this house that we live in, this is like over 150 years old. Long before they had deeds, because they've only had deeds for like 123 years. Oh, 23. So, this was an old doctor's house. That's why where that pool is and stuff, all that is my property. The property lines have shifted, of course, as the plates and boundaries and things shift underneath. And as much as they've done mining and stuff, of course, there's a lot of open space down there, so things shift, But I just want to reiterate, I just feel like we need to keep our eyes to the sky. Look to the hills from whence your help comes. I'm sorry, I'm not a vanity person. I know that I'm not half the time ever fixed up or anything when I do these videos, but I think what you have to understand is I got delivered from all that vanity and those like self-esteem complexes and all that. I'm good with how God made me. Finally, for the first time in my life, I was forced all my life, pushed and beat down and downtrodden all my life to to think that there was something wrong with me. It was so ugly and so stupid and worthless and useless. And, my parents did not care for me properly. And as I mentioned in other videos, there were so many crazy things, like caught my mom on the phone with our sensei and one of my dad's work friends, a couple different situations, a couple different times I caught her on the phone, my brother too. Crying to him because she had been committing adultery. And then my dad found out. It was horrible. But we didn't exist. My brother was important, but I didn't exist. So it didn't matter how it was all affecting me. And so I didn't care. I went around the corner at one point. I think it was when she was on the phone with the sensei. I'm so sick of her. I was about 7 years old, and I said, cheater, cheater, two-timer. And she slammed the phone. She hung up on him, slammed the phone on the thing, the old phones with the long cord. You hang them up on the wall. And she came after me. I ran down the hallway in my room. And I was about 10. And she grabbed this kangaroo bone necklace my grandmother had brought me from Australia and proceeded to whip me across the back so many times, so hard that it broke the necklace and left welts all over my neck and my back. And she locked me in my room. I had already stolen a pack of cigarettes from her, so I sat in there chain smoking. I started smoking out of spite about 9 years old, or so, 8 years old, just stealing their cigarettes because they were walking around all the time trying to act like they weren't smoking and lying to everyone saying that they quit. And I had so much hate and malice for them, spite and resentment, that I just wanted to do anything I could that was against them, anything I could to rebel. The occultism and stuff was all setting in, and I was doing tarot card readings by the time I was in before 13, and doing mirror witchcraft and things like that. I had learned and been communicating with spirits and stuff, and been involved by no fault of my own in some other rituals and things, where sex was involved and stuff. So I just kind of took it on as if it was my nature, because that's what I thought it was. I thought, well, I guess this is just who I am. There is no other choice for me. All these people that are out there running around smiling and stuff, oh, they're all fake. They're so fake. I thought, there's no one happy. There's no such thing. It's all fake. So I did my best to put my fake face on. It didn't work too well. By the time I was about 15 or so, I was going to a different school. My dad had his heart attacks, and my mom was getting the checks from him being in the service. She was getting Social Security checks for us, for him, his disability, on his pension. And I was just spiraling so far out of control that I was like getting expelled from the public schools, and she put me in this school called Bell's Academy. It was just a private school owned by a woman named Andrea Bells that had MS. And every one of us took full advantage. We only had to be there a couple hours in the morning to do our schoolwork, and then we could go. And my mom was, such a lush that she was just home drinking all morning. That was after she got busted at the restaurant, drinking their wine in dark coffee cups all day, stealing it from the back, and had been to Italy and all that. Went off to California and back. She'd lay around drinking all morning, and I would take the car to school. And so I just started lying about everything, because of course all the stuff with the priest was going on. And so she got so lazy that she quit going to church even, and trusted that I would go to church alone and sing in the choir. Well, I quit. And it was, and I was, like going around being promiscuous with these couple guys that I was their dirty little secret. Because I couldn't be their girlfriend, see. I wasn't good enough for that. I had to keep it quiet. John, they'll never see these videos, but if they do, they'll know who they are. I don't have to say last names. There were a couple others, and I felt so used and just so useless. Like, I was never going to be allowed to, like, experience that boyfriend thing other girls were, and probably, wanted this family life, and I saw this family life in my future when I escaped all the hell. I was gonna get married and have babies and just have a nice little family, and not have all that going on in my house. But I didn't really see that vision so clear anymore by then. Another time when my mom, I had come home from school, and I don't remember how young I was. she was all upset. I think this was around the time she got busted for messing around with my dad's work buddy. I don't remember which one. I don't think it was BA. That was like his partner. I don't know. Maybe it was. I can't remember. There was so much. But I came home from school. She was in a mood, as always. And I said, Mommy, I'm hungry. Can I please have something to eat? I was a little child, so I couldn't get it myself. Oh, fine, I'll get you something. And she grabbed this bologna sandwich. And she grabbed some bologna, slapped it on some bread, and slapped it on the table in front of me. And I said, but there's no ketchup. And she said, oh, you want ketchup? I'll give you ketchup. And she grabbed the ketchup and the mustard and the jelly and the everything, syrup, and she dumped it all over the plate. It wasn't even a plate, I'm sorry. She put it right on the table. She dumped it all on the sandwich on the table and threw it in my face, like slid it right off into my face, in my lap. There was a spirit of rejection on me all my life, too. In elementary school, if you guys remember way back when they did the little Valentine's mailbox and the Secret Santa stuff and all that demonic stuff, right? That we now know is demonic. I knew most of my life since adulthood when I got really deep into occultism, but before that I didn't know, of course. I was a little child, deceived like anyone else in this world with parents teaching them occultism and indoctrinating them. I never once, in all 7 years, actually, because I got held back in second grade, got a Valentine's in my box, in my mailbox. I never got a present from a Secret Santa. But I would wealthily pass out whatever it took, the Valentine's things, buy this best Secret Santa gift, hoping they would realize who it is, give me one back finally. I had no friends. I was really weird. I was really messed up. I would oftentimes have to go to school smelling like vomit and urine because I would pee myself all night, scared to get out of my bed. And when I did go to sleep, I'd be having nightmares, and I was so traumatized. And then, like, about, I don't know, every couple months or so, like, I had to take this liquid iron for a long time because I was such a depressed child. I couldn't eat. I didn't eat normal food for almost 2 years, and they had to keep trying to force me to take this liquid iron. I was so depressed. I was so skinny and malnourished and just so depressed, so broken. I'm sick. I'm skinny now from all the stress. Like, I've lost over 100 pounds just suddenly the past few months from all of this with what has really been going on. Basically a hostage situation, but as I keep saying, as far as I'm concerned, and Lily feels the same way, she's a very wise little girl. Well, I won't continue. Let me just keep moving forward here. So, by the time my mom, we had these wolf hybrids that my brother decided to get a wolf hybrid supposedly for my mom, but didn't want to take care of it, you know. And she was beautiful. Naomi. And she had Shanti and Shasha and Pasha and all these wonderful babies, these puppies, these wolf pups. And we had the most awesome wolves. And I loved them. They were my best friends. My kitties and my wolves. And she was selling some of the puppies, and that's how she met my stepdad. He came to buy one of the puppies, Shanti. And no, it wasn't Shanti. Yes, it was. It had to be Shanti. Anyway, and she decided again, just all of a sudden, she wanted to jump up and move in with him, as she always has her whole life. Apparently, even as a teenager, she would just suddenly just decide she met this guy and wants to move in with him. And she did that. I mean, he was just dating her, and she just showed up at his house with her stuff. And she said, "So you're okay with it, Stephanie?" I said, "Yeah, sure, why not?" This was right before all this stuff came out about the priest. So she left, was 16, really confused, really naive, really messed up, very damaged, very ignorant. I had no knowledge. I was failing in school since 2nd grade. The devil kept me so blind and so ignorant and so beat down, so rejected that I couldn't see past anything. So when all the stuff came out about the priest, and I was going to beauty school, I dropped out of high school. Pardon me. Pardon me. I'm sorry, guys. This stuff with my husband just really threw me for a loop. I'm having a really hard time keeping my brain focused. But I know it's there. I have the sound mind of Christ. My mom decided she didn't want anything to do with me when it came out that I had seduced him. I had purposely done this to embarrass the family. And I went nuts. I started going out and meeting older people again and hanging out with older people again. Got involved with a chick that worked at Fantasies on the Beach, a strip club. Started hanging out, going to the Reef on the beach, a bar. All my friends back then were in bands. We'd go out on the beach. We lived on the beach, you know. It was bad. And this chick gave me her driver's license. She was getting a new one because she just turned 21. She wanted her new picture with her 21-year-old picture. I won't say her name. I'm friends with her now. God restored our friendship, and she's a different person. But yeah, so she gave it to me, and I was not even 17 yet, and she was 21, and it was perfect, because she took me stripping. She said, "Come on, I'll take you. I'll take you to get a job. I know where you can get a job." And I started immediately being trafficked by the owners to, like, Fort Lauderdale and stuff, to their rich friends after hours stuff they'd have at the bars, or their buddy's bar in Fort Lauderdale or Miami or something, you know. Mons Venus in Tampa after hours, rich guy parties on yachts with only certain rich guys who bring a certain amount of money, you know, and they've paid for this certain type of young person or female. In that case, they had requested specifically, like, certain eye color, hair color, age, breast size, things like that. And so these very exclusive customers would be waiting, and I would arrive with these owners, and they would get me so drunk, so obliterated, I just didn't remember anything except puking all night, all the way back in their car. I didn't quite get into drugs yet. At that point, I was smoking weed and stuff and drinking real heavy, but not quite the drugs yet. when I turned 18, I convinced my family, even my estranged family that's in Fort Myers, and my uncle that was down from Canada, to come celebrate with me. And at the Mill Bakery, Eatery, and Brewery, where they make their own beer. And I was a radio personality, not personality quite yet. I was just one of their characters. I was Giggles the Topless Wonder. Wasn't even 18, and I was doing topless remotes with the radio. Getting free tickets to concerts, backstage passes, being trafficked. And I met my oldest son's dad. Thought it was so cool that I had this older guy I was dating. He was 34. I was just turned 18. I thought I was queen of the world. So the rest after that gets really, really ugly, as if the beginning wasn't. So I'm going to stop here. Thanks for watching, guys. Be blessed.